Welcome back to On Trial on Trots TV. Time to try and find some winners from the trials. We've got another 3 horses to put in the little black book, and we're going to start with the trials from Newcastle on Wednesday, April 6, and this is trial number 5, a horse by the name of Majestic Art. Now, Majestic Art's had 90-odd starts in his career, and most recently he's been racing around Broken Hill. But he's joined the Bevan Pringle stable, and I really liked the improvement that we've seen since he's arrived with Bevan. Not surprisingly, he's got gate speed. That's the way they race at Broken Hill. You need to have speed there, otherwise you're out the back around the tight track and not given much hope. So he's obviously improved his gate speed. He showed good speed in the trial and he was able to work to the front. I think he's won the 6 races. He's only lightly assessed. He's a C1, and on this performance, there's definitely a C1 win in him at Newcastle. Now, he's pushed right out to the line in this trial. Bevan's quite urges him along in the straight to ensure that he holds off his rivals. They don't get too close to him. He does a good enough job in winning, and the time was really, really good. Look, I think there's going to be more improvement in him. There's obviously his last run before this trial was actually in the Broken Hill Cup. So he's been competing against some better performed horses, and I think that they might be able to sneak him into a very low grade race and be winning. The times, they went 1:58.6 for the mile. As mentioned, he was punched right out to the line, but 1:58.5 is going to win you a C1 at Newcastle on those midweek meetings. He got home his final half in 57.6, and most impressively, he was up the straight in 27.6. Most important thing was the gate speed. You know that if you see him in, even if he's drawn a wide gate, Bevan Pringle does have the option of pushing the go button at the start. So there's the first horse going on trial this week, a horse that's had more than 90 starts and only won the 6 races, but I do think there's a win in him pretty soon, Majestic Art. Let's turn our attention to the trials at Wagga. There was only one last Friday, so this was the 8th of April, and this was held in conjunction with the race meeting. Now, the horse that wins this is a horse by the name of Royal Canvas, trained by Dave Kennedy. I remember speaking with Dave about this horse as he was going around on Junee Cup Day, and I just talking to Dave. I think Dave was chasing a milestone winner, and I spent a fair bit of time talking to David about this horse, and he said, look, he's a very talented horse. He just doesn't put in it all the time. I think most impressively, he puts in this trial and really puts them to bed. He shows good gate speed. It's only a small field. He lobs in behind the leader and settles and travels quite comfortably throughout the trial. Then at around the 400 metre mark, Dave asked the horse to get a little bit serious. He strode alongside the leader and then goes straight past. Dave really only lifts the reins on the horse turning for home, and what impressed me the most was that acceleration was there, and he wanted to be in the trial, he wanted to be at the racetrack, and he wanted to be a racehorse. So that's quite good for this horse, Royal Canvas, and the way he wins this trial suggests to me that Dave's going to have a little bit of fun with him. So, look, he's a C1 pacer. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him, once he gets up to the C4 level, whether Dave ships him off to a stable like the Jared Alchin camp and tries to get some races around the city into him. He went 2 minutes 0.8 for the mile rate. He ran his last half in 58.6, zoomed up the straight in 28.8. Good work. And I think Royal Canvas will be winning a race for the David Kennedy team pretty soon. So that's from the trials at Wagga last Friday. And finally, I want to take you to the Bathurst trials on Monday. So this is the 11th of April, and this was trial number 4. Going to highlight the horse that actually runs second in the race, Abercrombie Alice. Now, she's only a C1. She looked to be going to charge through her grades, and then she must have had an issue because we haven't seen her all that much. She hasn't won a race since August of 2014. She had one run back from a spell and then has been given or has been taken back to the trial. So interesting to see just where she's at. But on the back of this, I think that especially the time they went, I think she's going to be winning a race as soon as they get her back to the racetrack. Now, She showed reasonable speed in the trial. She ended up sitting behind the leader Bundaburra, who's a much higher assessed pacer, and sits on Bundaburra's back until getting close to the top of the straight. Now, Bundaburra actually gallops and could have easily checked Abercrombie Alice, and I think Abercrombie Alice does a pretty good job to get around Bundaburra and keep on pacing, and really she doesn't miss a beat. So I thought that was impressive. Look, she's pushed out to the line. She resumed recently. She was beaten comfortably. I think there's more effort, more merit in this trial effort. Just keep a close eye on her around Bathurst in the next couple of weeks. The time was 1:56.6, so you'd think that'd be good enough to win a C1 around Bathurst at the moment. Final half in 57.6 and a final 400 metres in 28.1. So just keep an eye on her. A mare by the name of Abercrombie Alice. It has been a long time between drinks. The connections have been very patient with her. As mentioned, she hasn't won a race since 2014. So the horse is going on trial this week. We've got a mixture. Majestic Art, he's a C1 who's had more than 90 starts. He's coming to Newcastle with form at Broken Hill. I think he'll be winning a C1 race pretty soon. Pretty keen on Royal Canvas, who was impressive for Dave Kennedy, and he looks ready to win a race very soon. And Abercrombie Alice, beaten in the trial, finished second, but I think she's got some ability. So they're the three horses going on trial this week here on Trots TV.